Hey everyone, welcome to Eyes Closed with Charly Bliss, joined here by Spencer and Eva. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Looking fabulous, as I just mentioned. I mean, both of you, like, very minimal on one hand.
I mean, Spencer does have the manicure. He always comes correct with a pop of color.
A little flare.
Yeah. Dude, it looks good. So you're gonna release your second album, Young Enough, while you're on tour.
Yes.
So
6 days from right now.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
When the interview airs or is out, it's gonna be already out. But
It's already out.
But we
go buy it.
But we know that you're gonna release it on tour. How are you gonna like spend that day? Do you have plans to like on what to do on record release day?
Well, I think something that's very important about record release day is that it's not just record release day. It's also Spencer's birthday.
Dude,
Right.
I swear to God, every interview I've read and watched, it's someone's birthday.
Really?
Or it's like about to be someone's birthday. I swear.
With us?
With you.
Oh, with us.
It is always someone's birthday. Not even joking.
We are pretty spread out. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Even coverage.
But here's another interview where it's about to be someone's birthday.
Exactly.
One more for the list.
I can't believe I'm like adding to the history. Okay, so how are you gonna celebrate?
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll be in Leeds, which we've been there once before, and it's lovely there. And this is actually going to be the third tour that my birthday has happened during, and we usually try to find like the best restaurant we can get our hands on and have like a absurdly like luxurious meal.
Fucking decadent, like oysters.
Yes, which is sometimes more difficult than others. Like, because sometimes we're like in Idaho, you know?
Right.
And then we're like, and then we have like a fantasy. Spencer always goes with a fantasy where he's like, we're gonna stumble upon like a farm to table restaurant in the middle, and like surely there are nice restaurants in Idaho, but we sometimes you have to wait a few days to actually get to a good restaurant.
Man, okay, but I have a
But in
feeling
Leeds.
that I mean the most obvious place of them all. Like I have a feeling the next time we meet, like you're gonna have a story of like, oh my God, like we went to this village, and then all of a
This
sudden,
amazing farm to table restaurant.
Yes.
Must be farm to table. No, I think you're totally right. And usually everything in Charly Bliss ends in some kind of big over the top story, so it's likely.
legends. What can I say? Okay, that sounds awesome. Is there any particular way that you would like someone else to listen to your record for the first time?
I think for this album, I have a really clear picture in my head, which is I just hope that people dance to it. And I hope that, because I love dancing. I'm not very good at it, but I feel like it's a really good release. And I feel like crying and dancing are like my two favorite forms of like catharsis. And I really feel like this album is a little bit of both. Like, I think it's an album that you could listen to alone with your headphones on and really, get interested in the lyrics and stuff. But also, like, I think always for our music, our hope is that it kind of inspires you to scream along and be with your friends. And I think so much of, like, our switch towards making pop music on this album was kind of because we have all had such amazing experiences with pop music of, like, being together and just being in the car and screaming along with the windows down and feeling really invincible. And so I think that's how I hope people will hear this record for the first time.
Dude, that's some powerful stuff. Cool. Yeah, I love it. This next question is a bit personal. Like, definitely, like, stop me if you're not comfortable talking about it. But, like, I mean, obviously, for you, Eva specifically, the record is a way of processing something that's happened to you. Mm-hmm. And like, how was it for you to take something traumatic, taking it to your bandmates, talking about it, and then deciding to turn it into something creative, something positive? Like, and I'm sure it brought you closer together as a band. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the truth of the matter is the three other people in the band with me, Spencer, Dan, and Sam, are the closest people in the world to me. So, that experience that I had with sexual assault and being in an abusive and manipulative relationship, they went through that with me. And they were there through it, and they brought me out the other end of it. So, in a way, I already felt so much trust in those relationships that it felt really natural. And there was never really a moment where I flat out told anyone that that's what the songs were about. I think it became clear, and in part because they had experienced that situation with me, and they've never been anything but supportive. And I think part of why I'm able to include really personal and private information in our songs and then also in our interviews is because I know that they have my back, and I know that they're with me, and you know, and just as much as, you know, writing about it for me was actually really powerful and a really great release for me. It was really the decision of how much to talk about it in interviews and how much I wanted to say that felt really difficult at first. And just knowing, I feel like I talked through that a lot with you guys, and you were all just really supportive and really just felt like it was completely up to me and that you would have my back one way or another. And I've felt that, and the process of talking about it in interviews has, I think, ultimately been really good for me. I think it's something that the more I talk about it, the more I feel like I'm in control.
Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
I know it's a very, you know, you may not want to share it with everyone, but yeah.
No,
cool.
I mean, I wrote a song about it and then put it out on the
Sure.
internet, so it's kind of my own fault.
But you made it your own thing, and that's it. I think that's exactly it. Like, you're in control of it now, which is awesome. Okay, so that was a little bit heavy, but good. It's good. We need to talk about that kind of stuff.
It's good.
We do. But talking more about music specifically. So I'm very much like a melody before lyrics person. I know that you are like hugely like obsessed with lyrics. So, which song of Young Enough are Charly Bliss fans gonna want to tattoo all over themselves?
Whoa, good question. Really good question.
Oh, I think maybe Capacity.
Ooh, yeah, I could see.
It's a banger. It's already out.
Yeah. That's a good one. And I definitely wrote that song to be like aspirational. Like, and I think a tattoo kind of should be like something that you're trying to always remind yourself of.
Yeah.
Like, right. So I could even see, I mean, that would be really lame to get my own lyrics tattooed on my body. Won't do that, but Capacity could be good. I think someone going through a breakup could get Young Enough, the song lyrics
Definitely.
tattooed.
I'm so intrigued.
Pretty heavy song. Pretty
Yeah?
pretty heavy breakup song. That song, like, you know, for this whole album, we were really inspired by the Lorde album Melodrama, which, do you love that album?
I have a Lorde question.
Oh, okay.
So.
I won't rush anything.
We'll take about 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to rush now through so we can really dig in on Melodrama.
I'll make it the next question. Yeah.
But I think that album was such an inspiration to us on this record, and in part because I just think she wrote the best breakup album ever.
Bold claim.
Yeah, and I just felt like she said everything, and she said everything that was hard and embarrassing and mean or sad or I don't know. She just was like so brave on that album, and I kind of like was really inspired by that album, especially lyrically on this song.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I was gonna ask like what look at you.
Do go on.
But okay, now there's so much hype on that question. It's probably gonna be like a letdown. You're like, oh, I'm gonna ask that question
Never
a million
never
times.
let down.
So like if Lorde were to like came up and be like, so I want to cover.
Where are we? That Lorde is coming up to us.
Yes, that really set the
Yes,
scene.
set the stage. Set the scene. Where are we?
How about like Leeds and like a really
It's
fancy
Spencer's
restaurant?
birthday.
It's Spencer's birthday.
Spencer, it's your birthday.
Lorde comes through the door and she's like, I want to cover one of y'all's songs. Aware she doesn't talk like that because she's from New Zealand. But which song of yours would you have her cover?
Oh my God.
Spencer's honor. I don't know.
Wow. I think if a Lorde version of The Truth, which is a song that you will all have heard by now because our album is out, would be incredibly interesting to hear, I think, what she would do with that song.
Yeah. All so cool. I mean, Young Enough, I think, would be dope.
Right. I wouldn't want to give her an easy one, though.
I know.
Nah, you gotta give her a
Gotta
challenge,
give her a tough one.
Yeah.
Oh man. Then I would say, yeah, The Truth could be really cool. I could see Blown to Bits.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
The thing is, I can't comment on that because I haven't heard it. So
That's
now,
so annoying.
Yeah,
Well, you'll have
very.
that. I mean, I don't know if you're staying for the show tonight, but we're selling them
Yeah,
tonight.
okay.
So you'll
All right.
you'll know in a couple
Okay.
hours.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. That sounds dope. Okay, I'm looking forward to like listening to it, then reflecting back on this moment and being
Yes.
like, oh,
And dancing to
she
it.
would nail it. Yeah.
And then a year from now, once Lorde has actually recorded these covers,
Yes.
we can discuss.
And then you can cover her covers of your own songs. I mean, The Matrix and stuff.
Exactly.
So, bit unrelated, but last year I know that you used your tip jar to go to Disney World. A, did that happen? And B, what are you using it on this tour for?
Oh my gosh, it did happen.
Oh, did it?
It did happen.
Awesome.
We did it. We didn't think we would get very far with it, and we really did. And we did go to Disney World. And you know what ended up happening?
Check you out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And what was actually really amazing about it was that, like, we had been saving up for the whole tour. It was like a month and a half long tour. And then 2 days before Orlando, someone reached out to us on Twitter and was like, hey, I work at Disney World. I'm not going to use my passes for this year. You can just have like 6 free passes to go and have fun or whatever. And we were like, what? So we got in for free, which meant that the money that we had raised on tour, we were able to just spend at Disney World.
Blow it on merch and stuff?
I will admit we blew it on drinking. We drank
Guys,
we drank an absurd amount, especially at Epcot where they do the like around the world. Like, you can drink and eat at every, like, they make like a replica
Right,
of
like a
every
fake-
city around the
yeah,
world.
okay.
And we I can't remember if we drank all the way around the world, but I know it ended in like the UK and
Fish and chips?
I think it
No.
was scotch. Scotch is all I remember. I was so drunk. So yeah, it worked.
Also good.
Yeah, also good. And no, we don't have a tip jar this time around. Maybe we should for Spencer's birthday fund. That's what it would be.
A very good idea. Very good idea.
Okay, we'll think twice. Like, if you want to endorse that kind of drinking behavior, or
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The shade.
My mom
I'm
is
so
going to be
sorry.
really
That
happy
was-
that you mentioned. She's like, yes. Don't
yeah,
endorse.
that was specifically like for your mom. It's like good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, Mary Ellen
The
loved
angel
it.
on your shoulder. And last thing, like, I just want to say, Charly Bliss Potato is totally Hamburg's fault.
Wow.
We were waiting.
We were waiting. First interview to bring it up.
We take responsibility for it as a city, but it's not like it wasn't us. Like, it was another publication. But like, I was looking at it and I was like, I like the word potato doesn't just like slip out. Like,
Trying to
I
figure
don't-
it out for so long.
You speak German, so
Yeah.
is there any?
It makes no sense.
Is there anything?
It makes zero sense to me. Like, that is the funniest thing that's happened. Also, because like potatoes, like German stereotype food, kind of.
My boyfriend lived
Yeah.
in Berlin for a year, and he was like, I think it's an insult. He was like, I think they're like trolling you. But then we translated the rest of the article in Google Translate, and it was very nice,
very serious.
It was a very kind review and encouraging.
Like slang word that if you put into
Yeah.
Google Translate, it would like maybe roughly
Dude,
come
there
out as
really-
potato.
There really isn't. I have thought about this, and like, there's no like legitimate, there's no legitimate reason as to
got
like
the lab
why this
results
would
back.
happen. So like, I don't know. It's some really like bizarre glitch in the system. I feel. I don't know. Maybe it's just meant to be that you're here.
I think it
Like,
was meant to be, and I think it's brought us more good than bad.
The memes.
It inspired
The memes
so
alone.
many great memes, and I think like for the most part, the internet can feel like the toilet bowl of the universe, but certain things like those potato memes and the Harry Potter memes make me feel like, you know what? The internet's not so bad.
There's some good out there. Yeah.
Exactly. There's some hope. It's not all bad.
Oh my God. Awesome. You guys, this has been fun. Thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
taking the time.
Thank you. This
Very
is great.
excited for the
You're an
show.
amazing interviewer.
Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry now. This is too much. I'm already so emotional. All right, let's get this over with. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Have an
much.
awesome rest of the tour and all the best for Young Enough.
Thank you so much.
Bye. See ya.